What is going on, guys? DBG here, and this is another episode of the MyTEAM Journey, lads. This is just a short episode. We are going to be going over my new squad in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. This is my new squad for next gen, by the way. This is my new squad for next gen. And a big thing is that, as you guys can see right here, there is a PG-13 card. And you might be wondering, you're like, wait a minute, he doesn't have a PG-13. As you guys can see from my MT total, it cost me a lot. So if you guys could leave a like and subscribe for the fact that I have spent more than half of my MT on PG. I spent more than half my MT on him. He is never leaving my squad. He is never leaving my squad. And there is a reason. There is a reason why I have already said, no matter what, I am going to be keeping the Paul George card. And the reason for that is basically, if you guys don't know, my very first YouTube video was a video, it's right here, was going over my squad in NBA 2K15. The very first video from DBG. 16th of June 2015. Look who's in the team. This PG card. So you better believe when I had a chance to buy that exact card that I was buying him. So he cost a lot of MT, but he is going to be the guy that I build my team around. He is going to be a beast. So I'm actually going to go over my two separate lineups. So I'm going to make my current and my next gen lineup. I'm just going to have to get rid of this. And no, I'm just going to get rid of the squad anyway. There is one player that is coming in right here. Send him to my collection. So we're going to be going over our current and our next gen squads in this video. So this is going to be my next gen squad. So this is for next gen. At the point guard position, we are going to be running Mo Williams as a starter. He is a next gen beast, man. Clamps is not that much needed. The guy's going to best leaners in the game, gold range extender. His release is pretty nice with base 4. I don't particularly like on next gen, but it feels a lot better on Mo Williams than it does on like a Latrell Sprewell. A lot of stuff going for him. He's basically JoJo White. He's basically JoJo White with slightly worse stats, but better. But better release, or say not better release, but like just better SIGs and stuff. So at the 2 guard position, obviously Eddie Jones, Eater Gen is just a god. He's unbelievable. Eddie Jones, 7 half badges, interceptor, quick free step, tight handles, volume shooter. He's more of a cone on this gen than he is creator like current gen, but either way, Eddie is going to be in the lineup. Small forward, Paul George. Paul George. Getting him for 350k MT. It cost me so much. It cost me so much for him. But at the end of the day, it's probably worth it. It is probably going to be worth it because the way next gen works is that I'm convinced he will be in my squad for the rest of the year. I'm telling you that right now. I'm convinced he'll be in my squad because it's going to take a very good card for me to get rid of Paul George from my squad. Because on current gen, I don't think he'll be in my squad for the long run, but on next gen he will be because the way the game is played, you can give a card 99 overall stats, Paul George's animations, and 40 Hall of Fame badges, and it'll be a slight difference on this Paul George. It won't be a major difference. So because of just the card art, and again, as he was someone from my very first YouTube video, I think we are going to be using Paul George for the rest of the year. Power forward. This is me we're talking about. And this is next gen where this guy is a god. Hito Turkoglu. Hito Turkoglu is a god. In 6.1 minutes per game, he's averaging 10.3 points per game. 26 goals, quick first step, range extender. Release isn't that bad next gen. Would I ever use Hito on current gen? No, he's broken. He's broken in a bad way, but he's broken in a good way on next gen. Center position, this is where we really need to improve. So I'm kind of struggling for centers. I use Kristaps. When we're talking next gen, Kristaps is good, man. He's good. He's a big body. He sets, he's got length. He hits jumpers. That's what we need. I literally just need someone to pick and pop. I just need someone to be able to pick and pop and just kind of sit around or just block shots and rebound while I create with one of these 4 guys. We got 4 shot creators here. So we're good with that. Then off the bench at the point guard position, I'm going with CP3. Chris Paul, a new card. I will be doing a gameplay on him in a little bit, but Chris Paul, man, he's got every goal badge. He's only got 1 half badge, which is not a lot at this stage of the game. But he's got basically every goal badge you need. Goal quick first step, goal range center, goal clamps, goal flexible. He's got everything. He's got like 200k worth of goal badges. Or he's got a 300k worth of goal badges. It's crazy. He's got everything you need. And he's 9 KMT. So he is a perfect player. Him coming off the bench, he's good, man. He's good. And then, like, he's in over Darren Williams. That's how good he is. Then at the 2 off the bench, we got Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish, basically worse Paul George. There is no other way to describe him other than he's worse Paul George. That's just simply it. He is worse Paul George. They're literally clones. He's an inch smaller and a little bit worse stats wise, and a little bit worse badges wise. He's worse PG. So basically, we've got PG starting, PG off the bench. If I ended up doing the starting like this, I would have 2 of basically the same card. Then at the small forward position, we got one of my favorite cards in this game, Glenn. Glenn Robinson, he's a beast, man. Playing 58 games for me. I think this is only on this gen as well. 5 half badges, only silver range, but doesn't matter. Goal quick for his step, goal clamps. He's fantastic. He's absolutely fantastic. I was tempted to buy... I was honestly tempted to buy Cliff Hagan because he's a beast, but I'm like, these 4 are going to be in my squad for 250, like no question about it, on current gen, so there's no point buying Cliff, much as I do like Cliff. Power forward, and this is probably a shock because like as much as I love Draymond on current gen, he has been replaced on next gen by Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac's release is so good. It's the closest thing I've seen to base 11 on next gen. He's 6'11", elite on defense, elite 3-and-D cone. The guy is fantastic on next gen. No half badges, but 17 goals. It clamps quick for his step. Again, 6'11" with a handle. He's just different. He's different on both gens, but on next gen especially. Then center off the bench, we have got Serge Ibaka. Ibaka's release is just fantastic. He's got rim protector, bunch of gold badges. He's a card that I really like. 3-pointer is good. Release again is absolutely quality. Same as Kabengele. He's got a good standing dunk, really good block, and good rebounder and moderately fast. So yeah, this is my next gen team. Next gen team, I think it's pretty good. Nothing spectacular, but I still do think it's pretty good. Then we are going to... I had been calling it 250, but I'm just going to remake it now. So just call it current gen. C U or. So current gen. Point guard, Darren Williams. Curry slide, better release on this gen than next gen. Good going to the basket. I have Heart Crusher on him. Just an overall nice card. 2 guard, Eddie. Obviously, Eddie's still Eddie. He's still going to be ridiculously good. And he's even better on current gen than next gen with the hop quick first step and speed glitching. Small forward, Paul George. Paul George, again, 6'9", can play as a small forward or power forward. Quick first step, Hall of Fame. Heart Crusher. Does he have Heart Crusher gold? Yeah, you got Heart Crusher gold, clamps gold, range extended gold. He's so good. He's so good. Power forwards. This is where we completely differ from our other lineup. I'm actually going to swap this. PG, get into power forward, or Glenn is going into small forward. Glenn, again, unbelievable release still. He's equally as good on current and next gen, and he's a player that will have a spot in my team no matter what. Center position. This is where, on current gen, our small ball lineup comes in. Draymond Green. We have 5 players that can push the floor, 5 players with quick first step that can go by people off the dribble, 5 players that can 3-hunt, 5 players that can play good enough defense for the respective positions. And yeah, Draymond is that little bit small, but he is in my team for the long run on current gen. I don't plan on playing much current gen. So Draymond, the fact that Draymond is one of the players I'm comfortable using in a game I don't really play, I don't have time to really get comfortable with anyone else, so Draymond's going to stay there. Off the bench, we got Chris Paul. So Mo Williams is out of the team. Chris Paul, again, current gen, he's even better with those clamps and his other badges. He's a great shooter, just does everything at the point guard position. At the 2 guard position, we are going to be running with, because I'm playing 21 delay on current, I'm going to be playing 21 delay probably on current gen with this bench lineup, and I can constantly switch between 21 delay and the other plays. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. But I'm going to run the lineup like this. I'm playing non-range extender Jalen. Oh, this is a really tough one. Because I don't know. It all depends on how I'm feeling on the day. It's going to be between Jaylen Brown and Nick Anderson. It all depends on how I'm feeling on the day. If I need more defense, Jaylen Brown's coming in. If I feel I need more shooting, Nick Anderson's coming in. For now, I'm going to put in Nick. I think Nick's more likely to be in there than Jaylen Brown, because I'm just going to be looking to outscore people. If I need defense, I've already got enough of it in the starting lineup. Then, at the small forward position, obviously, Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish, basically just another Paul George. And again, good handle, good shooters. They're fantastic, fantastic card. Is Cam's probably better than Glenn on current gen. And problem is, I don't think he's that much better, and I do also want a bit of firepower off the bench, which is what Cam brings with his profile behind the back. Power forward. Initially, I was thinking, you know what, I'm putting Paul Pierce in the lineup, but I think this is what's going to happen. If I start with Jaylen Brown to 2, I think I'll play Paul Pierce to 4. And if I start with Nick Anderson at the 2, I think I'm going to start with Jonathan Isaac at the 4. So, it's one of those things. I reckon it all depends on who I have. As well as that, like, there are no guarantees as of right now that I don't buy Kurolenko. And if I buy Kurolenko, it doesn't matter who I'm playing. Kurolenko starting in the power forward position. I'm going to buy a ranged up Kurolenko and he's starting. So basically, as long as Kurolenko is in the squad, it really does not matter who the 2 guard is. Kurolenko will be in, but for now anyway, until I can find a cheap Kurolenko, it's literally a case of, can I get cheap or can I get as many range defenders in as possible. So with no Kurolenko player, it'll be Nick Anderson with Isaac, or it'll be Jaylen Brown and Paul Pierce. Funnily enough, 2 Orlando Magic players or 2 Celtics players. But one of the things is that I don't think Nick Anderson and Paul Pierce works, because the team kind of loses a lot of defense and speed there. And I also don't think Nick Anderson with Jaylen Brown, Jonathan Isaac works, because the team loses quite a bit of defense. So because the team loses quite a bit of like range and depth for shooting. So then at the center position, we are going to put in a power forward, and it's still going to be Serge. Serge is going to be in the squad. Still really good. Way better than Kristaps in current gen. Like, Kristaps sucks in current gen, but he's such a nice player on next gen. But he's a good shot blocker. He's fast and he suits my playstyle. Other potential players that could come in at the center position, I might splash on a Rudy Gobert. But as of right now, I'm happy with Serge Ibaka for the way I play. So yeah, that is pretty much it. We added Paul George, CP3, and we've got our lineup sorted. So my next gen lineup, basically the only real differences is that Mo Williams and Hedo and Kristaps are gone. Because especially Mo Williams and Hedo, they are 2 players that are unbelievable on next gen, okay on current gen. Kristaps, there is no more improved player between gens. Kristaps is so bad in current gen, so good on next gen, but he's just, again, really, really nice. So yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the video. That is the team. That is the squad I'm going to be using. I splashed out way more than I ever expected to on a Paul George card, but you know what? At the end of the day, it'll probably be worth it, because more so for nostalgia reasons, because it's specifically 2K15 Pink Diamond Paul George. That is the main reason I got him anyway. And I still think he'll be a great card in game for the rest of the year. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.